something really big. Like a 1,400-ton bridge span floating past Manhattan. It will be the centerpiece of the city's newest bridge, pivoting open for boat traffic on a single giant concrete pier. But first, the dirty work to install it. Digging, drilling, pounding, and a team of Canadians will lift a giant that weighs as much as 4 fully loaded jumbo jets. This job will test brawn, brains, and tempers. A critical link across the Harlem River. All eyes are on Lou Malinowski, structural and marine engineer, an expert on swing bridges.
The new bridge has a beam in the center of it. Underneath that beam is a large bearing, and the bridge is going to spin around that bearing.
This $140 million project is the biggest Lou's ever tackled. It's already been a tense wait for the bridge span to make it to New York from Alabama, where it was built. 11 days and nights to barge it up the eastern seaboard on the unpredictable Atlantic Ocean. Now that the steel monster has arrived safely, Lou has exactly 5 months to pull off a series of huge challenges to get it installed. The first will be the big lift. Lou's company has hired a team of Canadian specialists to hoist the bridge off the transport barge. They have to rotate the bridge 90 degrees so it lands on the red support towers on 2 smaller barges. A temporary parking spot, while Lou focuses on the next challenge. The big pour. It will take more than 13,000 metric tons of concrete to build 3 support piers to hold up the bridge. When the bridge is open to motorists, it will sit on 2 rest piers. But when it swings open to let boats through, the entire weight of the fully rigged bridge will sit on the massive center pier. Once the cement's poured, Lou will gear up for the grand finale, the big float. He'll ease the bridge downriver toward its final position and onto the massive center pier. Lift and twist the weight of 4 loaded jumbo jets in midair? That's a job for the Canadian specialists. 1,400 tons of steel parked on New York's Harlem River, 150 men, and Lou Malinowski's got 5 months to deliver New York's first new swinging bridge in a century. The 3rd Avenue Bridge will pivot 3 stories above the Harlem River on a single massive pier to allow marine traffic to pass. If everything goes according to plan, the bridge will clear the red support towers it's supposed to land on by just 20 centimeters. It gets perfect conditions for the big lift. Using the joystick, the operator activates the hydraulics that provide the muscle to hoist the bridge span into the air. Hundreds of wheels turn in unison, slowly rotating the massive load overhead. Glenn's got 1 hour to turn the bridge 90 degrees before high tide ends. He must maintain 20 centimeters of clearance between the bottom of the bridge and the 2 towers it's going to land on. 11:30 a.m. Time's up. The tide starts to fall. But everyone's breathing easy now, especially Glenn Aitken. "75 meters off the shoreline, in the middle of the Harlem River, Lou's men prepare to pour tons of concrete into giant steel cans. This will create concrete pedestals, the foundations for the center pier. 90 days to D-Day, delivery day for New York's new 3rd Avenue swinging bridge. A concrete shortage cost Lou Malinowski an unexpected 1-week delay, but now his crew is back on the job. They're about to pour 900 tons of concrete into giant steel cans in the middle of the Harlem River. This will create concrete pedestals, part of the foundation for the giant center pier that the bridge will pivot on. It will form the top of the center pier. The new 3rd Avenue Bridge will pivot on this giant cement pad when it swings open to allow boats to pass through. And 6,000 tons of concrete to finish the center pier. The final phase of the big pour goes without a hitch. Now, Lou Malinowski is on the home stretch, gearing up for his grand finale. During the big float, he will ease the bridge span into position on the center pier. The bridge span has been parked for 5 months, ever since the Canadian heavy lifting experts moved it onto 2 river barges. Floating it into position on the Harlem River won't take as much muscle, but it will be tricky. Big challenge. He has to float the megaton bridge span into its final position at 3rd Avenue, along the Harlem River to land on the giant center pier.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Every detail of the big float is timed for the bridge span to reach the center pier at high tide, the highest tide of the month. It's the only way the bridge will clear the center pier. Through the wee hours of the morning, Lou's team guides the steel monster down the river toward the center pier. By dawn, the first part of the operation is a success.
So far, so good. 5 o'clock in the morning, we made the twist, pushed it up. They have no problem with the current, 2 tugs.
But the real precision work is yet to come. They have to wait now for the very highest part of the tide to lift the bridge up onto its final resting place on the center pier.
Mother Nature is the key here. Right now, the bridge is parked in position, ready to roll into place, waiting for about 2 feet of tide.
Come on, water.
The bottom of the bridge is just meters away from lining up with the base plate of the center pier. And Lou Malinowski is very close to pulling off the biggest job of his life.
All right. I think I can't.
Watch out now, watch your feet.
Back off. Jeez. Wow. Here it is. Come on, babe. Come on. Home run. That's it. Woo! Yes! Woo! Woo!
In the final inning, Lou hits a grand slam. The list is complete, the bridge is in place, and traffic is moving again.